Hi, I'm Byron from the BjjBrick podcast, and this is BjjBrick Q&A. Today I'm going to be answering a question about training partners who aren't really very cooperative. So let's get to the question. Hi, after almost 2.5 years of training regularly, I have just gotten my blue belt yesterday. I train in a small school in a small town in Croatia. Our instructors are purple belts, and every now and again we are visited by our affiliate leader or other black belts from our affiliation. We have a group of about 15 guys, so our training partners are scarce and we can't pick and choose our partners like in bigger schools. And my problem is that some of my training partners show some kind of unwillingness for cooperation while rolling or drilling techniques. For example, if we agree on a light roll, I'll go light and let my partner finish his technique and try new stuff. But when I try to do them, it turns into a death match. I've tried talking to them, giving them hints, and outright telling them, but nothing has changed. This happens when learning new techniques too. I feel it's a very big obstacle for my progress as I miss training only when I'm sick or have a serious injury. We're the only school in town and others are too far away for everyday training. Any advice would be much appreciated. Thanks, Mislav. Thank you, Mislav, for the question. I hope I'm saying your name right. That's a tough question, and thank you for that. First, I want to say congratulations on your blue belt. That's awesome. It does sound like you're in a frustrating spot, but do realize you are getting better. Clearly you got your blue belt. You are in a training environment that's actually helping you get better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that's a positive. And nobody has the best training environment ever. So just kind of realize that. But you are in a tough spot here. About 15 people to choose from, so probably any given night, 5 or 6, I don't really know, or maybe it's 15 a night. I'm guessing with the trouble you're having, most of them are probably males under 30, probably over 16, and they're just probably too competitive to really slow things down. If you're having trouble with the aspect of drilling a technique, you know, your instructor shows you this technique today, and you can't even do that to them as a willing partner, that's very frustrating. And that'll make a difficult learning process even harder, because Jiu-Jitsu is a tough learning process. If it's just the slow rolling aspect of things, there's nothing magical about rolling slow that's going to make your game just blow up and get better. But it does have value, and it is a good way to learn. So just kind of realize where you're at. If they show you an armbar, you can't even do the armbar on a person who is supposed to be letting you do this during the technique portion. That's a bigger issue to me than the slow rolling. So tell them, hey, I've never done this before. I really need to know where to finish, maybe ask questions. But really, you're now a blue belt. You're probably up there a little bit higher than most belts at your gym, considering your gym is taught by 2 purple belts, which when I started, I was at a gym taught by 1 purple belt. And we had guests come in rarely. So you're not in a terrible spot, man. So don't get too discouraged about that. You don't need to abandon this gym and move on from there. These could be good training partners. You do need to work with them and teach them how to be good training partners. So slow rolling is tough with them. It turns into a death match. They could slow roll with you and they get the submission. They're happy with that. When you try to come to get the submission, it's a little tough to finish. If you want to finish the submission, really focus on controlling the person. You could do that slowly. It may take a little bit of power or a little bit of strength, but the fact that you're going slow, I don't know really what you want to do. There's flow rolling where you just kind of trade submissions for submissions and kind of, you attack me, I get out, I attack you, you attack me, I'll attack you, and kind of back and forth. My attack might be a guard pass or a transition, or it could be a submission. So that's kind of a play way. And really the value in that to me is to help you remember the stuff that you've learned. There's not a whole lot of value in doing submissions on a person who's just letting you do them. But it does help you remember, oh, I can do this from here. This combination works well together. Or, once you set up the armbar, we're not gonna, you can tap, that's fine, but you're also getting value from the escape of the armbar. So I do my armbar on you, you could tap, you don't tap, whatever. I don't need to hyperextend your arm to do an armbar. every time. And then your value is, I'm going to do this escape to get out of this armbar. And then as you escape, maybe you get top position, you work a guard pass, and then you get to the side and you do attack from there real quick. And I'll get out of that attack, and I might do an attack from my guard. Something like that, that's fine. I don't know. There's flow rolling, there's half speed. You could also do a type of rolling that's someone's on offense, someone's on defense. And the person on defense isn't on defense to where they're shutting everything down, is they're escaping submission. So if I'm in your guard, preferably I'd like to shut it down before I get started. I control your hips well, and I'm already passing before you've had a chance to start offense. That's not what we're doing in the offense versus defense. In the offense versus defense, I'm letting your hips move freely, you're throwing up arm bars, you're throwing up triangles, and when I'm in there, I'm in a bad spot, and then I'm going to work on escaping that. And there's a great value to working out of these places that you don't get in very often. I could add the time up this month I've spent inside of a triangle choke. It's been minutes. It hasn't been even 15 minutes, hasn't been an hour. But if I start putting myself there and start working out of that, obviously my escapes are going to get a lot better at just that triangle choke or anything. So there's value for your partners in different types of rolling. Don't think that slow rolling is a magical pill that's going to fix everything. Yes, it's frustrating not being able to get people to really behave. As time goes on, as you get more and more white belts through the door, really treat them well and really teach them how to train. And this will, I mean, you've been rolling for a couple of years, so it's not you're not going to quit tomorrow, and you've seen people come and go through the door. Really find those training partners you like and really keep sure that they stay to training and they're going to be with you. Another thing you could do is be willing to roll with somebody who is maybe come in, yeah, I'm a little banged up today, I'm not going to roll, I'm going to do some techniques, and then I'm going to sit out and roll. Say, hey, you could roll with me, we'll go slow, and they'll actually get to see the value in that, even though they're injured, and maybe I'm worried about my neck getting hurt a little bit more. We'll go slow. Is your neck going to be easier if you're on top or if you're on the bottom? What do you want to work on in particular? And we'll stay in that area, and we're not going to have that death match that seems to be happening quite a bit at your club there. So, and really the injured person shouldn't really want to amped up anyway. So if you could make it slow, they catch you, that's fine. If you catch them, if they want to freak out, remember, hey, let it go. Trying to keep things slow here. I don't want you to get injured any more than you are. Just trying to work on this technique, and just kind of be that person who is promoting this style of training. And it'll happen. It takes more people like you that want to do this to get it there. Not all gyms have this. Not all gyms need it. It's not required to be able to roll slowly to be good at jiu-jitsu. But there is value, especially when you're trying to connect your techniques together and trying to figure out what happens next and those sort of things. Rolling slow is a great way to kind of burn through your catalog of moves that are in your mind and availability, because it doesn't take very long. You pass guard to side control, you do your arm bar. You pass guard to side control, you do a choke, and then it's like, well, what else can I do? I don't really remember the variations. Maybe you could review and then do a few more times, and then the stuff will start to click in your mind about how many different combinations you have as you do the certain pass or something like that. So you're in a tough spot. It's really, it'd be a lot tougher if you can't learn the techniques with a training partner that's going to let you do them. But there's also a great value in once you learn the technique. Let's say they show a simple triangle choke variation maybe, and you're working it. You're working together pretty good, and you feel like you've got it. I really like turning it up a little bit, doing it. Give me a little bit of resistance as I do this triangle choke and see what happens, and really try to work out some of the kinks that might happen to that technique. And if given enough time, let's just say you learn one technique that night. Yeah, by the end of it, it's almost more like a roll as we're burning through the technique, because most classes seem to show about 3 techniques a night. So, but given enough time, you have to be able to progress through it. So as you amp up a little bit of energy, yeah, your move might not work so well, but that's really where you're going to find what's wrong with your technique that you're trying to work there. So I hope this has helped. You're in a tough spot. Don't be too frustrated. Yeah, you say you only really miss rolling when you're sick or injured. If you got nobody to roll with you slow, definitely not roll injured. But be that person who could roll with somebody when they're injured, and try to invite the idea that there's different styles of rolling and different games you can play while you're rolling that actually expand your learning and help you get better at things. If you're going to play baseball, you don't just go hit baseballs from the pitcher all day long. There's different things you could do. You get in a batting cage, you take some swings, you lift weights, you do different things outside of that, and you come back and you perform a little bit better than just doing the actual rolling all the time, or just hitting baseballs during a game all the time. So just kind of, if you can give some examples to your teammates maybe and help them understand that this isn't life and death always. Yeah, to me, those are fun. The tough matches are a lot of fun, but they're not where the value of it is all the time. So keep trying it, man. You'll get better. If you have any more questions, send them to me at bjjbrick@gmail.com. If anybody has a question, I'd be happy to answer it and try to help you out the best I can. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel here if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll be interested to see what comes next my way. So thank you for the question, my friend.